In this very short demo, I'm going to run you through keyboard shortcuts worth knowing. So first we'll run through the delete or backspace to jump back to the last point of measurement when you're using the length or polygon tool. The spacebar as a pan around the canvas. Control and scroll with your mouse will help you zoom in and out, as well as Q and scroll with your mouse. Slightly different there. I'll show you in a moment. Shift D minimizes the measurements drawer. Shift T minimizes the toolbar, and Shift P minimizes the left-hand panel. So let's run through that now. So we have our plywood timber subflooring selected, and we're doing our perimeter here of the house, and I make a mistake. I wanted to cut it off here, but I've gone the whole way up here. And instead of hitting escape, which will delete the entire measurement, what I want to do is hit the backspace, and it goes back down here to our last point of measurement, which allows me to correct my mistake, double click to finish, and instead of having to restart that entire measurement, I can just go back one space or two or three spaces, and I can adjust to suit. So the next one is holding the space bar to pan the canvas. So if I'm using my length tool here and I want to scroll down below the measuring the toolbar here, I can click and hold the space bar. It doesn't complete a measurement, but it allows me to pan. And I can just drag it around using my mouse. So once I take my finger off the space bar, I can continue measuring. So that's space bar, you hold it down and you can just click and drag around the canvas. Really handy to know. Another one is the zooming in and out. So, you can use your plus and minus down here, which is good. But what you can do if you are using a mouse with a scroll wheel is hold the control button on your keyboard, and you can just scroll out like this and scroll in again using the mouse. Now, again, if you're using keyboard here and you want to get a really tight measurement, by holding down Q and scrolling, you scroll to the cursor. So that just allows you to scroll in and get a really on the nose measurement there. The next are quick ones. It is just Shift D will hide the measurements drawer. Shift T will hide the toolbar down here, and Shift P will remove the left-hand panel here. So this just gives you a lot more canvas to work with, and simply Shift P, Shift T, Shift D, and they all come back. So really easy to just cycle through them, just to give yourself a little bit more canvas to work with. So they are some of the keyboard shortcuts that are really handy to know. They're often the unsung heroes of any software, and unless you know what you're looking for, can be difficult to find. If you have any questions, any feedback, here's the best way to get us. Drop us a message and we'll come back to you as soon as possible.